this. Jack Northrop, God bless you. You were right. You were right. You were only 50 years ahead of your time. We were wrong and you were right. Get this in your eyes and in your cameras. Ladies and gentlemen, the B-2 stealth bomber, and Jack Northrop has been vindicated. Let's give that man a great round of applause, because the truth of the matter is, when his plane wasn't selected in the competition, it broke his heart. It was said to have broke his spirit, and it was said that he was so utterly dejected that this was not selected, so utterly devastated that it actually affected his health, and people feel that he died an early death, well before his time, just because he lost the will after that. He believed in this project so much. Well, Jack, you were right. We just didn't have the materials, the composites, the jet engines that we have now. We didn't have them back then. But you talk about people being ahead of their time. Well, Jack Northrop was, and the proof is in the B-2. All B-2s come to us now from their main and only base, the Whitman Air Force Base in Missouri. We probably will get 3 passes for your photo opportunities. Now talk about new technology and successful technology. When the B-2s first came out and they were training crews in the B-2, they would come back from a training mission or come back from an actual mission, and the mechanics who had been trained specifically for this aircraft would meet the pilots to pick up the logbook, to see what they call the squawks were, the logbook write-ups. Guess what? Time after time after time, even putting more time on this airplane, more training missions and more practice sorties, there were no write-ups. The mechanics started to refer to themselves as Maytag repairmen because they never had anything to do. They wanted to pick up a wrench. But it was not to be, especially not to fix it. If they wanted to tinker and look and study, that was fine, but virtually there was nothing to fix. It was a very maintenance-free airplane, and with little exception, remains that way today. Look at that razor-thin profile as it proceeds out to our left. Absolutely very little drag. Now, it doesn't look like a big airplane from here, but again, let me re-emphasize that 7 or 8 individuals can stand up inside the cockpit and not have to crouch over or not be crowded in that environment. And that's a cockpit environment you don't see very often. You see it in the C-130 and some other airplanes, but generally the cockpit is the smallest room it can be, wasting no space in anybody's airplane. Lockheed has always been known to be generous with room for pilots, and it's much appreciated. But this airplane doesn't have just a little room for the crew, it has room for... A tribute to Jack Northrop, the men and women of the Northrop Corporation and the United States Air Force that flies this awesome airplane. Jack Northrop did it. A big wave, everybody. There's the wing coming down. Look at this. Be proud to be an American. Isn't this fantastic? A little bit of a wave. Space age technology right out of the motion picture Star Wars.